Hi, I'm just going to show you a quick and easy way of testing ABS sensors. All makes and models have got different shape sensors on them, and they vary as well in what you can expect to read across the sensor. So it's getting a little bit difficult. You either need a brain like an encyclopedia or access to the information you need, which is can be quite expensive to get hold of, or you just need a way to work around it. So what I'm going to show you here is a way of working around it without access to necessary information. What we've got today is a Volkswagen. This is the new sensor. I happen to know the sensor that's in the car has had it, so I've ordered a new sensor for it. It's got this arch window shape connector on it, which is good news for us because it makes it easy to test, because the connector that I've got here is one that I've taken off a pad wear indicator. You know, when you put your new brake pads in, you've got the wire coming off. This is the connector that fits it. I had one kicking around, so I've just soldered a couple of terminals on the end of it, and that makes life easy for me. I can now connect this to my ABS sensor and I can test at these wires instead of trying to get my multimeter ends down inside where I can't be sure whether I'm getting a good reading or not. Makes life a lot easier. So here we are, we've got a little connector that we've just adapted out of an old pad wear indicator. We've got our multimeter and we've got our car conveniently on the ramp. There's the ABS sensor. A little bit difficult to get to, certainly awkward to get get your pins, your probes on there. So let's take our tool that we've made, stick it on there, and straight away we've got a much easier way, much more accurate way of connecting onto the pins so we can take some readings. So straight away on the ohm scale there, we're looking at 4.17K. So we're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, an easy way of testing straight away with taking out the guesswork is we can compare it to the other side. We can go across to the other side of the vehicle. There's the other sensor. We can connect onto the other sensor. So we've got a real world study here, comparison. And on this one, which I know is a good sensor, we've got off limit. So you think, oh, that seems a bit weird. I wouldn't expect him to see it off limit. And this is the problem we have now with ABS sensors. A lot of them read differently depending on their construction. Varies from make to make. But we have got a difference. The most important thing is that we've got a difference. So there's obviously some problem there. Diagnostic data check on this car has told me that that near side rear ABS sensor isn't working. So I know the near side rear is faulty, and now I'm trying to confirm it to make sure it's not a wiring fault. Instantly we know now there's a difference between the two sensors, so we can safely assume that there's probably something wrong with that sensor. Also, another way to check is that I've got the luxury of having a new sensor here because I've already ordered one. So we can do a check on this sensor. We can connect our tool that we've made. We can connect our probes onto this one. So brand new sensor, reading off limit as well. So that would corroborate what the driver's side sensor is telling us, that a good sensor will read off limit. That would make me assume then that the near side one has shorted across its windings somehow within itself and is giving a dodgy reading. So that's a good way of checking. Number one, if you can make a connector up that fits the sensor that you're trying to test, then that makes your life a lot easier. And number two, don't get too caught up in whether or not your knowledge of what you're expecting to see from the readings of the ABS sensor are accurate or not. It can be difficult to find. Sometimes just a difference in the two readings across the two sensors is all you need to know. A difference means there's something wrong. So, nice easy way to check things when you haven't got everything information-wise available to hand. Hope it helps.